I'm the head jiu-jitsu coach at VT1 Gym, Gracie Humaita. I'm here with Mark Baskin. You might notice has a very close resemblance to Frankie Edgar, as I've mentioned before. So we're today going to show you some just basic triangle setups, okay? Some of my favorite ones. I'm not going to show too many of the ones that are common. I'll show a couple of uncommon ones, but there's some really good things you guys need to know if you want to hit your triangles regularly. Okay, so I've got Mark in my guard. There's a lot of different ways to set this up, basic ways. We're going to start from close guard here. The main thing is, if I do the basic grip here, and I jump up like this, Mark's going to make posture. This is okay if I want to start setting up my omoplatas, okay? Or I want to start setting up my triangle arm bars, but we're not trying to set that up just as yet. We're trying to finish the triangle. So anything I do that doesn't have head control is going to make it a lot harder for me to finish. So what we're going to do here, guys, we discuss the principle of setting up triangles and how to set them up quite easily. Now, when you do a triangle, there's a couple of ways you can set it up. I can go over his arm, or, as you guys know, I can go under his arm. And I'll show you a little tip how to set that up in a second. Okay, so those are the basic ones we're going to do. Now, the main thing is we're going to set it up off our sweeps now. So the basic sweep is very simple. Scissor sweep, okay? Sit-up sweep. Those are the main ones we're going to set it up off today, okay? You can also set up off arm bars, guillotines, all sorts of stuff. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to set up my sit-up sweep. Boom. I put my feet on the ground, sit up on my hand, not my elbow, and I hip bump. Now he's expecting me to hold this arm, so he's going to try and face out. Now when I let go of his hand, he places his weight on it. I come to his head here, and now this is probably my favorite setup. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to swing my head to the other side, watching here. Boom, and I lock it on. Now I've got head control here. Mark, just turn us around. I've got head control here. I'm going to attack this arm. I don't let go of the head control. 90 degrees under the leg and lock it on. Hey guys, just one more time from a different angle. I come to here. I do my sit-up sweep, hand not elbow. I bump, but he posts. I grab his head, and now I can't go here. It's too small a space. I swing my head to the other side, and I lock it on. Head control. I don't let go. Under his arm, pinch my arm on his head here. Okay. So notice I'm not letting go of the head control. Foot on the hip, 90 degrees. I go under his leg. Okay. Sometimes I can't reach the leg. I go under the arm. 90 degrees. Lock it on. That's the first setup. The second setup's off a basic scissor sweep. It's the same principle. I grab his elbow and his collar over here. I do a little hip escape, and I start setting up my scissor sweep. Now he's expecting me to hold on to this arm. Now, let's face it, when you do a scissor sweep, guys will scramble out of it if you don't catch them by surprise or if they're any good. So when I scissor, his hand hits the ground. So I'm scissoring hard with my legs and I'm grabbing his collar. Now all I'm going to do from here, guys, same thing. I can't get my foot out from here. So I'm going to swing my head to the other side and I lock it on here. I've got his collar now, so I don't have to grab his head because I've got his collar. I keep him down here like this, grab the head, attack the arm, and foot on the hip. 90 degrees, lock it on. So that's the second basic setup. There's about 100 different setups. The next one and the last one we're going to do is off an armbar. Okay? So the basic armbar, collar and sleeve. Okay? Now, when I do this, it's very important. I have to expect Mark here to go for to posture out and pull the arm. Sometimes I'll grip here. If you turn us around for a second. Sometimes what will happen is I'll grip here. I do this for my omoplata setups as well. So when I start looking for my armbar here, he's just gonna go back. When I go for the armbar here, he's gonna pull the arm out. As he pulls the arm out, I've got his hand, I've got his collar, I yank him down, and I lock my triangle in. That's the one way. But we're just gonna do the basic one first. So I cap the elbow here. I start going 90 degrees for my armbar, and as I swing, I know he's going to pull the arm out, so I actually let it go. Sometimes I'll actually push it. As I push it here, I lock down, and I've got my head control here with the collar. I pull my knees to my chest, and I pull him in. As soon as I get here, head control. Arm is in good position. Sometimes I might push it across a bit. Foot on the hip, 90 degrees, lock it in. Cool, guys? So those are some really simple functional setups. They're not low percentage, they're high percentage setups you guys can play with. Now you can imagine there are 100 different ways to set it up. Think of every sweep you have. Just use the principle that when you sweep someone, they're going to base with one hand. That's your key to go under the arm instead of over the arm. There's some really good setups for going over the arm. We'll demonstrate them soon.